guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. It's Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and I've been working on the quad. But after I worked on the quad, some guy texted me on Facebook Marketplace and saw my Toro SR4 magnesium or aluminum deck. It'll never rot or corrode. The deck is gonna exist forever. Has a good quantum engine on it. It is the primer bulb kind, and it's just a simple push mower. The SR4 had two different options: the push mower or the self-propelled with the auto choke feature. This one is the lower model. Comes with a bag. It's a little worn. I found it on the street somewhere from a Curb Alert. Got it running, fixed a wheel, I think, and I winterized it for the winter. I didn't think I was going to sell anything, but you never know. He asked me mostly about the mulching features. I said, just take off the bag and you're mulching. I guess it's time for fall cleanup, huh? Trying to get rid of the leaves by mulching it. Anyway, I'm going to put some gas in here. Should fire right up. Meet the guy at the church. I have it listed for $250. But because I've held on to this for so long, and it is just a push mower, plus it's a primer bulb kind, I don't really like those. So he offered me $175. And I said, sure. Hey, to get $175 this time of year, it is, after all, Black Friday. I don't know. It's like people talk about the snappers, how I hate them so much, and then people say, oh, the SR4s are absolutely the best. I don't really think there's anything special about this other than the aluminum deck, you know what I mean? Other than that, I don't know, I don't really like it too much. Give me a Toro recycler anytime, you know what I mean? This is actually called a super recycler. Let's see if it fires up right away. I hope it does. Prime it every time unless you're warmed up. Dum 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 dum. Good enough. Looks really dirty though. Gotta try to make it look as good as possible. The equivalent to dry humping. Guy says he has an SUV, so I might need a screwdriver to take the handles down. Just in case. Let's see if we get $175 for this thing. Clear out my garage. So that worked out great. Nice old couple. Showed him everything and he paid me $175. So I'm happy to have gotten rid of it, but he got a bargain because, like I said, it's an SR4 super recycler. Although, what made me feel like I wanted to get rid of it was because it wasn't an auto choke and it wasn't self-propelled. So, I mean, how special is a push mower? You know what I mean? Anyway, one more down for the winter. I didn't think I was going to sell anymore, but that's a bonus. The first time we've seen a rat in this area. I know they're there, just never seen one. Holy cow, look what's in front of my garage. It's a Troy-Bilt leaf chipper vac. Eight horsepower, horizontal shaft, Briggs & Stratton engine on it. It's cool. I think I had one of these before. I look down the road and I see this. Hi. So I'm home again. As you saw, I unloaded everything. This was a pain in the ass to load and unload. Good condition bag. My neighbor Dan, his neighbor across the street, whom I don't know, asked Dan if he knew anybody who knew anything about small engine repair. And of course, Dan's the guy that I took with me to Nick from Bellport's house to buy a tractor from him. Anyway, his neighbor is Bill. Bill tells Dan that his Troy-Bilt 8 horsepower vac chipper shredder contraption, it was running, but then all of a sudden he heard clanking and clanking, and now it won't start. He never cleaned the carburetor, and all he did was every time he wanted to use it, he had to spray into the carburetor for it to start. So that tells me right away that his carburetor probably was dirty, but not dirty enough for it not to run. Just needed help on the prime. Anyway, he asked me if I would take a look at it, and I said sure. Sounds to me like it's probably a busted connecting rod due to the lack of oil. We're going to troubleshoot it right now and see what's wrong with it. Give you a once over here. You got gears that go forward and reverse. Got a throttle. Look at that. You got a battery too. And a pull start. Here's the air cleaner. It's in really good shape, huh? You can vacuum all the leaves off your lawn. There's the electric start with a key. How about it? Very fancy. The bagger that you would put all the leaves, zippered exit in the back to unload. And here's where you shove in the sticks and branches and stuff. How about that? Look at that hopper. That's pretty cool, huh? And retracts to close. Pretty ingenious. So battery is probably dead, and this thing is freewheeling here. Let's pull this slowly and see what we hear. Feels like it's free, but it does make a sound. It's very easy to pull too. Sounds like it's just the carousel, like there's no compression. I think the best way for us to do this is take the spark plug out, put your finger over the hole and see if you feel the piston pulling down on pressure. Now this is a flathead engine, which means that it's not an overhead valve, which means you can't take the valve cover off and check the piston whether or not it's going up and down. Because if you look in the spark plug hole, you're only going to have access on the side to the valves opening and closing. But it does feel very easy to pull. So I do feel like it's a broken connecting rod. But we can find that out by taking the spark plug out, putting my finger over the hole as I pull to see if you feel any compression. Okay, I'm going to put my finger over a hole, see if I get any drag. Nothing. I feel nothing.
That's what she said.
So in these flatheads, if you look inside, you can't see anything because you're only going to see the valves. There you go. So he's got a broken connecting rod, I'm pretty sure. Usually that's caused by a lack of oil or overheating. And just check the oil. Stick my finger in there. It's dry. There's no oil in it. Yep, my tip. I stuck my finger all the way in. There's no oil in it. Oh, that's a blown engine, man. Look at this gas cap down here. It's really unusual. How can that be? Because then you would need a fuel pump to get the gas up there, wouldn't you? Look at that. Full of fuel. Almost full. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen this, because look, the gas tank is on the bottom of the engine, which means you definitely need a fuel pump to get the fuel up to the carburetor. I've never seen that before. Leave it in the comments if you guys have seen this before. I mean, that's quite a lot of engineering just to get this to work like that, you know, for a simple vac chipper. So I'm curious. The last one I had of these, I didn't have electric start like that with a 12-volt battery on here. I want to just like kind of see it work. Yeah, doesn't work. I hear the solenoid clicking. No crank. So if the battery was charged, well, it would start the engine. But very easy to pull, like I said. Well, good to know that the solenoid and the starter motor works. You just need a fresh battery, that's all. So would you all agree that my troubleshooting this is accurate and on point? Would you all agree that the connecting rod is probably broken in this engine? Pulls freely, like I said. It is still attached to the carousel with the flails, and that's the noise that we hear, is the flails touching something inside. It does pull freely. Electric start, as you saw, jumping it, allowed it to spin freely also. Put our finger over the spark plug hole without the spark plug, and we feel zero compression. No pulling down of the piston to give it that suction, or pushing forward with the air. Nothing. You just put your finger over the hole and that's it. The only thing that's connected to the piston is the connecting rod. The connecting rod is broken. You have no pulling down and pushing up of the piston, which means the engine is blown. So I'm gonna charge him like $25 for diagnosing this thing, which is $75 cheaper than if you took it to a small engine repair place, right? And tell him that the engine is blown. I actually have another Briggs & Stratton horizontal shaft engine. It was off of a pressure washer, so I'm not sure of the diameter of the crankshaft or whether or not it's tapered. Usually the pressure washer engines are tapered at the end. I don't know if it would fit this, but the labor involved in removing this engine along with the side parts and everything would be a lot to replace the engine. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to give the guy the bad news, and we'll go from there.
PayPal or Venmo?
Venmo is probably easier for me, yeah.
I'll send you my Venmo.
All right, very
bro.
good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Yep. All righty, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care.
It's too bad too. I was looking forward to fixing it and sucking up all these leaves. They're pretty though, off of this Japanese maple. I'll let you guys know what he decides to do. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe. You're subscribed.
Subscribe.
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 Subscribe. Subscribe to it.
It's me. Hi. We need you to donate $1 or $2.
Hit the subscribe button. It's free.
We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.